Hi there, Simi. Welcome to your first trial essay correction from IELTSpodcast.com. My name's Andrew and I work here with Ben and the others. What we try to do for you with these single essay corrections is provide you with some general advice, some pointers and some guidance towards achieving high results against the mark scheme. If you want to make considerable improvements to writing, it takes repeated corrections over time. This trains you to spot your own mistakes, just so that you don't make them in future, or in the exam. But as we only have the one correction to complete today, I'll see if I can give you some bigger pointers. I'll point out your largest mistakes, your biggest areas in which you could improve. So let's start reading, shall we? Although it is sometimes believed that international trading is detrimental, detrimental, to the host country, others strongly believe that it has considerable benefits. I'd vary this, because we've used country there, so let's use nation or state or society. There are many ways to refer to a large group of people who have drawn a line around themselves in the sand. In my opinion, global marketing, no need for this, global marketing plays an imperative role in a country's development. Again, vary your language. You've used the word country 3 times in one paragraph, and it's immediately noticeable. I would try to use things like nation, society, people, that sort of thing. To begin with, global trading plays a tremendous role. Global trade plays a tremendous role in a country's overall development. Firstly, it provides job opportunities to the competent youth of society. Great, competent youth, wonderful. What a phrase. This decreases the rate of unemployment, delete this, and improves our country's economic system. I would just say economy. Improves a country's economy, or improves a country economically. In addition to this, people begin to accept other cultures as they gain exposure to them. So people begin to accept other cultures as they gain exposure to them through global marketing. Delete this. So there are things like get and let, we don't use in academic essays because they have too many meanings. We have to use more precise words like allow, obtain, permit, that sort of thing. Any really small words with wide meanings like this one, try to avoid. Also, this is an incorrect use of a semicolon. This should be a comma. For instance, people in Eastern countries, let's be a bit more specific, people in Eastern countries began to accept Western food and clothes Okay. This is great, but what we've done is said global trade plays a big role, and then we've talked about employment and economy, but then we've just started talking about culture straight afterwards. The problem here is that one paragraph is supposed to be one idea. When we want to express an idea regarding our essay title, we use a body paragraph, and in that body paragraph we introduce the idea, we expand into it with our own thoughts, we then justify the idea by showing that there is a real-world example in which this has happened, and so it is true, and then we use a therefore or thus sentence at the end just to bring it all together and explain it. And that should be every paragraph, really. A well-expressed idea is introduced, expanded, justified, and explained. So finishing with an example sort of leaves the paragraph open. It makes me think that there should be something else. So try to stick to a more academic paragraph structure. This trend also enriches the educational system of many countries. To illustrate, the schools of India have gone very far with the help of Montessori and other private international educational organisations. These types of educational systems assist, so this is a little bit of a broken sentence. These types of schools assist students in achieving international exposure from a young age, which ultimately leaves them competent individuals in the future, more able to confront challenges. This is good, because that's a good final sentence to say that cultural enrichment from a young age results in a more competent adult who is more able to take on a wider variety of challenges. That's a good end sentence, and it makes a lot of sense. On the other hand, I would just say some people, because here it seems like you're referring to a particular group, like a definite group. A group of people, or some people, think that this is, you don't need this comma, think that this global trend will harm their culture and devalue their current products. However, in reality, again with GET, they receive, or they are able to use, or whatever, they receive a good platform to on which to market their products. However, in reality, comma, they are presented with a perfect platform on which to market their products and acquire international acceptance. I would put this somewhere else, because I get that adding value is an essential part of economics, so I would include that. On which to market their products, add value, and acquire international acceptance. Boom. People should, don't tell people what they need to do. Tell people what they ought to do as a result of your reasoning. So people ought to acquire more information to overcome such misconceptions. Additionally, it is a government's responsibility to raise awareness of the advantages of international trade. Wonderful. In conclusion, I don't like using the word obvious. If something was obvious, we would not be writing an essay about it. So leave out obvious. It is clear that in this era of globalization, international marketing has an indispensable role to play in the development of a country in a variety of aspects. And you play a role. So an indispensable role to play in the development would be better. I hope you found that useful, and if you would like to continue receiving corrections from us in this manner, where I sit and point out all of your mistakes, you can subscribe to our course in the email in which this video is contained. The course contains a total of 8 essay corrections, as well as step-by-step guidance on how to craft each sentence. Until then, I do hope to be seeing some more of your work. All the best, good day, and see you later. Bye bye now.